Well, I was going to make this recording outside of the truck, but it got dark, so all I can do is do it from inside the truck, my studio sleeper. But I wanted to talk about what I did in the last couple of weeks. And I'll take you back over here to my spreadsheet because this is where I keep everything at. And the reason I'm even showing this is because I want to show people actual factual numbers and not just stuff I'm making up out of my head. And so people will understand, especially how I keep the books, and then they can say, well, he's just making up numbers. But okay, over here, this column over here, this is the date that I picked the load up of. This orange column right here, peach color, whatever you want to call it, that represents 1 week. That dark line in the middle represents the end of the month. The end of the month fell in the middle of this week. These two lines right here represents this week. You can see 11/4 was today, and 11/5, that's going to be tomorrow, the one I'm going to pick up in the morning. Now, last week when I left the house there in Augusta, I picked up a load in Augusta, and it went to Mooresville, North Carolina. I finished up the week before in Waynesboro, Georgia. And my deadhead is over there. I had 55 miles of deadhead back to the house, and then to the next load. But the load paid $1,400 on 310 miles, 55 miles of deadhead, so I got $4.52 on that step deck load. It paid $300. The actual mileage was 376 with the deadhead, which brought me down to $3.72. These columns over here, that's a delete. No, that's not a delete. That's what I did for the end of the week. That $3,100 is taking equals. Well, we won't do an equals. We'll just do an auto sum right here. So that right there does an auto sum of those two right there. Enter. It's $3,100. And this right here is equals the ending odometer right here, subtracting that from that odometer up there, tells me it was 930 miles. And then this column right here equals this, divide by how many miles I did for the week, which is $3.33 to the hub. So this week right here, which is 11/4, today I picked a load up in Everson, Pennsylvania, and took it to Shinston, West Virginia, which is where I'm at right now making this, and I got $850 on 80 loaded miles, and it paid $1 and, well, it was a 140 mile deadhead. Now take it wasn't 140 miles because I was in Pittsburgh, but the place I was in had 5 trucks, and this place was tight. It was no room to move whatsoever. So once I got out on 376, I just started going north up toward Ohio along 76, when then a broker called and I had to turn around and go back because I had probably went about 60 miles, and this load was like 70 miles back the other way. But anyway, even with that, I still had 225 loaded miles with the deadhead, which still came to $3.78 a mile. After that, the one I'm going to get tomorrow is in Felipe, West Virginia, and it's going to Puxawanee, Pennsylvania. I got $900 on that, and that one paid $900 on 170 loaded miles, which is $5.29. I had 39 miles deadhead, so that comes to 215. And basically what I did is I just went over here in this column right here, and I've already Googled it, and Google says it's 36 miles, or it says like 33 miles. I went ahead and added another 3 to it. And then over here, this column right here, Google says it's like 176 miles. I just rounded it, 176 miles. I rounded up to 180. So that puts me at $4.17 a mile. And it can be done with dry van freight as well. If I scroll up to the top up here, there was a few months ago, where is it at? So if you scroll up here to this section here, I've already put the numbers over there, what I did for the week on my dry van, but I picked the load up in South Carolina. This was Warrenton, South Carolina, right here on 7/16, and I took that load up to Fulton, New York, and I got $2,300 on 925 miles. The deadhead was 142, so that put me at $2.49 paid miles and $2.15 for the deadhead. The next load was Baldwinsville, New York, and I went to Inwood, West Virginia, and I got $950 on that one, which was $257 or $233 with the deadhead. And then I picked up a load in Winchester, Virginia, and took it to South Boston. I got $11.25 on $225. That load paid $4.57 with the deadhead. So for that week, I did $4,375, and that came out to $2.54 to the hub. So I did $254 with a dry van that week, and that was also running just a plain old spot market. And this whole spreadsheet, all the way up to January, is just my numbers. Up here at the top, so far this year, I've earned $164,000. Total miles so far for the year is 74,241, and I'm at 222 to the hub. And my deadhead, I'm just going to click right here and hit auto sum, and just auto sum. And I'm just going to do this whole deadhead column right here all the way down to the bottom. Enter. 13,186. I've done a lot of deadheading this year. Well, it's been this week so far has been kind of crazy. I think the last blog I left off, I was talking about trying to get a load on Friday with that one that I picked up out of Raleigh, and I took out. That's the one I went to Pittsburgh with. It wasn't really Pittsburgh that I went to. The name of the town was something else, but it was like 8 miles from downtown Pittsburgh. I Googled it from where I was at. I arrived there on Saturday, and today is just Monday, and tomorrow's Tuesday, and I don't know, just going to try to finish this week out strong. And that's all I really focus on. I just focus on each load one by one at a time, and that's all you can do. You know, especially when you're trying to run the spot market, you don't have any direct freight. You just try to get the best one you can, try to make the best selection you can at the moment for that time period. But anyway, I got my dinner ready, and I got to do paperwork. I got to do billing on the loads that I finished last week, those two, and then the one I finished this morning. And I got to get those invoiced out, billed, so I can get paid on them. You know, it takes them 30 to 40, sometimes 50 days to get paid on it. But I got my dinner here ready. Got some spaghetti. I made these little containers. I usually bring enough food to last for a week. That's more than I can probably eat tonight. But I'm going to go ahead and eat this, and I'll see you guys later.